Hello and welcome to this lecture on creating views. What are views? Views are virtual tables based on the result of an SQL or T-SQL query. So a view basically is a virtual table that is built from a T-SQL query. Views are useful because they can help you combine several tables into one single table. They can also act as a security mechanism. For an example, if you work in the HR department, you might have sensitive data that you don't want all members of staff to see. So you can conceal the data you don't want people to see by creating a view. When you create a view, you can be selective in the columns or fields you want people to see. That way you're creating a security mechanism and only certain departments will see what you want them to see. Another advantage of a view is that a view basically is a T-SQL query. So you can query a view the same way you query a table. So a view consists of columns and rows just like table. So when you query a view, you're querying it just like you would a table. The thing with the view is that because you are querying it, you are executing, the database engine executes the T-SQL query every time a view is queried. That way it will return an up-to-date result for the query. I have got Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio open, which is this tool here, and I am connected also to the SQL Server. The database I'm going to use for this illustration is the AdventureWorks 2014 database. So let's open up the new query window, which is this one here. So this is where I will write my query against the AdventureWorks 2014 database. Before we create the view, let's look at some current views that has come with this AdventureWorks 2014. So click on the plus for the AdventureWorks and scroll down where it's got views. So these are the views. These are some of the views already created by the AdventureWorks database. Views are basically T-SQL select statements that have been saved. So these are all examples. If you look, there is a pattern here. Some of the views created, I've got the V next to them just to make it easier to identify. So your company will have a naming convention for when you create views. So you just have to adopt that convention. To save a bit of time, I have created the view. I have not executed it yet. I just need to explain it to you first. So line 1 here, we began with the keyword create. Also make sure you've got the right database selected in the window there. And this is the schema I want to create the view in. And this is the view name. I've put a V as a prefix before the name. So it's called V All Employees. I just want to make it consistent with the way some of the views have been named here. Okay, and then you on line 2 you use the keyword as. So you're creating a view as, and we're using just one table in this view. With a view, you can combine multiple tables and pick several columns from each of the tables and make it one single view. But for simplicity, I'm only going to create a view from a single table. So I won't be doing any table joins in this example, just a single simple view. So the view, this is the, let's look at the current table we're creating the view from. It's the employees table, this table here. These are all the columns in the employees table. And we want some of the columns here to be hidden from certain departments. So that's why I am creating certain columns here. Picked out only a few columns that I want certain departments to see. So what you don't want people to see, you can hide it or exclude it from your view. So I've picked out the national ID number, which is this column. Picked out the login ID, which is this column there. Picked out the marital status, which is this one. The gender, which is that. And the business entity ID, which is this, which is also a primary key. Each of the column is separated with a comma, hence you've got the comma there. Okay. Notice I have used an alias here for the table names because I have specified it here. Hence I'm able to use it in the select keyword here. So the E there represents employee table. All right, so the new view will be called all employees, and it will have this V next to it to make it consistent with some of the views that have been created, because some of them have got the V next to it. So let's execute that and see what it looks like. See, commands completed successfully. So it has successfully created a view. So you can search for a view or query a view the same way you can query a table. So let's query the view we have just created. So we'll just select star from human resources, and the view should show up just like the tables. You can see all these V here. That's my one. That's the one we've just created. So I'll click on that. Okay, so if I run this now, it should, there you go. So this is the view we just created. So it looks exactly like a table, but it's actually a virtual table. So this is how you would create a view. So I can make this query or this view available to certain departments that I don't want to expose other columns within the table to. So this is how you would create it. So it acts as a security mechanism and also as a way of combining records from different tables. Thank you so much for watching. In this lecture, we learned about views and we created an example view. Views are virtual tables that are built from a T-SQL query. So a view basically can also act as a security mechanism to protect data you don't want others to see. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if you've got any questions. I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you and bye for now.